Imagine you owned a business that was able to give you a six or even a seven-figure income, enabled you to work from home or wherever you wanted in the world as long as you had an internet connection, and generated the income by actually helping other people succeed in business. Do you think that that business model exists? Well, I'm glad you've joined me tonight. My name's Ian Marsh, and tonight what you're going to do is discover why this incredible business model can give nearly anyone the ability to generate their desired income and lifestyle, regardless of their age, education, or background, as long as they're serious. Now, this is another thing about the industry is that it requires very little capital, low overheads, little to no staff for you to succeed. Now, just like these individuals, and you'll learn more about them later on in this training, it is possible for people from all walks of life to generate a six or even seven-figure income as a business consultant. So grab pen and paper and get ready to take some notes. Turn off any distractions because the information I'm going to share with you really does have the potential to change your life. So again, knock off any of the social media, get your partner to grab you some caffeine, and let's get to work, shall we? Now, I also have a gift for you. This is a copy of my latest book, The Inconvenient Truth About Business Success. And I'm happy to send it to you. It is a real book. It sells for $27 at Dymocks and is selling quite well, by the way. But if you stay to the end, I'm happy to mail a copy to you so you can learn how I've generated the success that I've had as well. Now, tonight, what you're going to learn are the fastest ways to get control of your income so that you can create the lifestyle that you want. You're also going to learn how I help Mark stop making a living and start having a life as a business consultant. And I'm also going to show you how I made $10,958 a day and how the consulting business model can give you the ability to do this and much more. Why is this important to you now? Well, you're going to discover why most things that we've learned in life are rigged and dead wrong. And you're also going to understand why the most expensive thing that people do is procrastinate. But more importantly, and this is the scary one, according to CEDA, at least 40% of Australian jobs are going to disappear within the next 10 to 15 years. So, is this for you? Should you be spending the next 60 minutes or so learning this information? Well, if you're a business owner wanting to improve the results in your business massively, yeah, this is for you. And if you're looking for a real business that can generate you a mid-six or even seven-figure income without huge capital investment, time, staff, or overheads, then again, this is for you. And if you simply just want to gain control of your life again instead of being controlled by others, again, this knowledge is for you. So I'm going to share some inconvenient truths about business over this training. And the first one is that if you're looking for a get-rich-quick solution, this is not for you. I'm going to be sharing with you my actual business model that I've generated and developed since 2006. And I've got a true confession for you. I can't promise that you're going to succeed with what I share with you tonight. Even though I've done really well and many of my students have even surpassed my results, and I mean manifold, I can't do your push-ups for you. I don't know how hard you're going to work or what you're going to implement. So sadly, I have to tell you that your success is up to you. Now, what I can tell you is that your success has very little to do with your IQ, your education, your age, your background, or your good looks. Otherwise, I'd be in real trouble. And to prove it, I'll just share a little bit about my journey. You see, I left home. My parents were married when I was 7. See, my parents were married 7 times between them as I was growing up. I left home at 14, was a C-grade student, and I was told can't by everyone on the planet, all except my parents. And I got a trade as an electrician and then an electrical contractor, and I was out there trying to do my thing. And for around about 15 years, I was struggling. Many times I had no food to eat. Yes, this was my fridge, and that was pretty typical of what it looked like. I had no customers, no money, no food, and my Taj Mahal, if you like, was at Pendle Hill in Binya Street. No, not that house you're looking at there. That's a palace. I'm talking about the little chook shed at the back there. That's where I lived for many, many years, trying to get by and run my contracting business in this Ford Escort. Do you remember these vehicles? It was only running on 2 cylinders. I kid you not. It was blowing so much smoke out of the back of it, I kept getting pulled over by the police. In fact, I never actually got booked because I think they just felt too sorry for me. And they'd always just say, get this piece of junk to the mechanic or take it to the tip. So that was my life for many years. But then two things happened. The first one was I met this incredible lady, Jenny, and I knew I wanted to make her my wife. And at the same time, nearly within a week of me meeting this incredible girl that I wanted to marry, I then met this person who ended up becoming my first business mentor. His name was Mal Emery. And so he started teaching me this incredible skill called sales and marketing. So in 2000, Mel became my transporter. See, I was in a lot of pain, a lot of discomfort. I didn't really recognize it until I met Jenny, but then I all of a sudden really wanted to, if you like, I know it sounds corny, but want to be a better man. I wanted to be able to provide for her. I wanted to have a great lifestyle for her, have a great income, and really say that I've achieved something. So I started getting into a different world. I started listening to Mal as he was teaching me these skills in sales and marketing, and he welcomed me into a new zone called the Speed Wealth Zone. And I got to tell you, it was an experience, a very uncomfortable experience at times. Because what he did was made me realize that what I thought my reality was actually a fantasy. And it was my job to create a new reality for myself. And, to do that took a little bit of work. The first bit of work was me being willing to pay $997 a month. Now, remember, this is back in the year 2000. And paying $997 when you weren't earning much money was a big ask. And when you try to explain it to your girlfriend, saying, but honey, I need to invest this money because I know I need this knowledge, it didn't always go down so well. And I did spend many nights on the lounge, true confession. However, after 12 months of me diligently going and learning everything that Mal had to share, I saw the light, ladies and gentlemen. And I tell you, I'm not exaggerating one iota. It literally was like a light switch going on in my head. And I know, any of you ever seen the Blues Brothers? This is the best way for me to help you understand the impact of what happened when it all made sense. And just watch what happened to Elroy here.
Jake, are you all right? The band! Do you see the light? The band!
And that is exactly what happened to me. I saw the light, and from there, the rest is history. Things started working, my business started growing, I started getting amazing results, and my dear, beautiful girlfriend, Jenny, started to have a smile on her face from all of the investment and the work I'd been putting in. And in just 3 years, ladies and gentlemen, I went from lucky to be making $50,000 a year to building one of the largest air conditioning companies in Australia, doing well over $1 million a month, and I became a multi-millionaire. I was out there and I was sponsoring the Rose Hill Saturday races and having a lot of fun. There's my beautiful wife again. She'd probably kill me if she saw me show this picture. Anyway, so between the years 2000 and 2018, I went on and built 5 multi-million-dollar companies. Hence why I'm sharing my information with you now. How did I manage to do this? Well, I decided to change my reality, ladies and gentlemen, and I simply got serious. I said, enough's enough. I want a better result, and I will do whatever it takes to make it happen. So here's the Street Smart Revelation 1, the fastest way to get control of your income so you can create the lifestyle that you want. First step you need to do is be willing to take complete responsibility for what's going on in your world. So you have a story going on in your head right now, and it could be a great story, it could be a not so great story. But you need to own it. And I don't care what that story is. I mean, there are so many people that I've helped that have lost millions and millions of dollars and literally had to start again from scratch and have rebuilt their life in fact, most of them, so in fact, I think nearly all of them say into a better life than the one they had previously with much less stress. But they could not do it until they let go of the old story that was going on in their head about this is the life that I have to have and this is the penance that I have to partake in. That's BS unless you believe it's real. So I want you to create a new story because here's the thing. Thoughts are things, and powerful things at that. Now, this is Napoleon Hill. When you believe in something and you've got a burning desire to make it happen, guess what? It's going to happen. Let me just show you a couple of examples of thoughts of things. You see, thoughts create actions, and then actions create results. Have good thoughts, good actions, good results. Bad thoughts, bad actions, bad results. Life's pretty simple, isn't it? So let's have a look at this fellow. I'm sure you still recognize him, President Obama. Wonder what thoughts are going through his head right now. Now, are they good thoughts or are they bad thoughts? Well, I guess only he can tell. I reckon he's just saying, I love those shoes. Where could I get those shoes for Michelle Obama? That's probably what he's thinking. And what about Bruce Willis? What thoughts are going through his head right now? He's probably thinking, you know what? That dress would look perfect on my wife. I wonder if I'll ask Kelly where she got it so I could get that dress for my wife. That's probably the thoughts that are going through their heads. And what about the thoughts going through these guys' heads? Do you think they're thinking, oh, that's a great special on broccoli. I'm glad that girl was looking at it, so I noticed the special? No, they're probably thinking, what a beautiful lady. I'd love to have a cup of coffee with her and get to know her better. That's probably the thoughts that are going through these guys' heads. And ladies, don't you get too smart because you do exactly the same thing. You're just smarter about it and more strategic. But coming back to these guys that have got thoughts going through their head, here's the $1,000,000 question. Will one of them actually get the courage to go up to her and say, oh, hello, I'm curious, my name's Ian, what's yours? So I wonder, will any of them do that? Well, here's the thing. Most people, probably 95% of people, won't do that. Even though there's a very good chance that she'd probably be happy to respond. Why? Well, feel a little bit like this. You know, you're going to go, you got all these thoughts, these stories going through your head. Oh, what'll happen? Will she say yes? Won't she say yes? Oh, this is going to be absolutely devastating. What if she says no? Oh, my goodness. Now, here's the thing. It's not so much the getting told no by the person that's the real issue. It's the judgment by others, okay? It's that sense of being judged that's the real issue. And here's the thing though, you've got maybe a 50-50 chance of her saying, oh yes, I'd love to have a coffee, or no, I don't want a coffee. Maybe you're going to have a 70-30 chance. It probably won't be any worse than that, either way, depending on your looks. But you don't know until you go up and say, hello, my name's Ian, what's yours? And from then, who knows what's going to happen? That woman could very well be the dream person of your life, your perfect partner. But if you didn't get up the courage to say, hello, my name's Ian, what's yours? Then you will never know if that was your dream partner. Now, exactly the same thing happens in life. Life's full of decisions, ladies and gentlemen. And when you start to understand that your thoughts can create things, then it'll help you start to take better decisions and better actions. I mean, why is it that most people are broke? I mean, let's face it. In fact, in Australia, only 39% of businesses are profitable, believe it or not. And let's have a look at the super funds in Australia. You'll see the age range 55 to 64, they've only got $323,000 in their super fund. So try and get by on that. 323, that's like 15, if you're lucky, $15,000 a year in income for yourself when you retire. Why is it that happens? Well, let's think about that. Let's just imagine that you were born, and you were born to this family here, and this is a lovely family. They do all the right things, got very solid values. They got a government job or maybe a corporate job, and they're earning maybe $100,000 a year for themselves or $70,000 a year for themselves. and they don't do anything wrong, they'll get to pay off their house in 25 years, etc. Well, you're growing up and you're learning their knowledge and you're learning what their belief systems are, and then those belief systems become your belief systems. And generally, the belief systems are, well, okay, well, most people only make $70,000 to $100,000, and you should be lucky with it. Don't go getting above your station. Okay, so that could be one scenario. And if you've been growing up for 20 or 30 odd years with that belief system around you and everyone around you believing the same thing, then chances are you're going to end up with that same sort of result. Now let's imagine if you were born to this family. Do you think that President Trump's family are brought up with the belief system that you only earn $70,000 to $100,000 a year and you should be thankful for it and don't live above your station? Goodness gracious, no. Far more than that. Now, he'd probably have a minimum expectations of 10 times that or 20 times that. Who knows? Even I can't pretend to know the expectations that they have in that family. But my point is that they simply have a different story that they've written. They just simply have a different set of belief systems that they have. Not one person's no better than the other. The bottom line simply is that one person has a different belief system than another, and they also have different knowledge than the other. Doesn't make them any better, doesn't make them any worse, but they have insider knowledge, which is the knowledge that I started to get when I really understood that there were mentors out there that can help me get what I want in life. So President Trump's family, if they're looking at a proposition, they'll probably say, well, is there good maths in this business model? Which means good profit margins in what I'm going to be doing. And then is there good psychology in this business model? So is there a lot of people out there that will want what I have if I take it to market? Is there leverage in this business model so that I'm not really swapping time for money? I want to make sure that I've got leverage there. And is there a good return on time so that if I invest my time, I'm going to get rewarded as I need to be for the income that I desire to earn? Does that make sense? Very simple questions, but how many of you actually even thought about those questions before when considering a business? So they just know how to select better business vehicles and they took the required actions. Now, at Street Smart Business School, we refer to them as you getting involved or hopping into a jalopy, which is a business vehicle that will slowly move you forward, or a job that will slowly move you forward, or choosing a racing car that are going to get you to your goals a lot quicker. Now, what do you think's better, a jalopy or a racing car? Now, let me give you an example of a jalopy. So, taxi drivers, and I love taxi drivers. In fact, I used to own a couple of taxis, and luckily I made a great capital gain and we sold them before Uber came onto the picture. But bottom line is, all things being equal, if you're an Uber driver, if you're a taxi driver, you have a cap on what you can earn. You're lucky to be earning $300 a day. That's a huge day. Normally, many of them only earn $150 to $200 if they're lucky. So please, next time you hop in a taxi, please give them a tip because it is hard work. So they are in what I refer to as a jalopy. Okay, doesn't matter how much harder they are, how much brighter they are, how much better they get you from point A to point B. They can only at best make maybe $300 for the day. So if you're in a business or if you are in a job where you're swapping time for money, here's a hint: get out of it. Okay, because it is putting a serious cap on your earning potential. You want to get paid for outcome, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to get paid for time. So Speedwell's secret number one: to get better results, you must develop better knowledge, learn better skills, and take action on that knowledge and those skills. And when you do that, you're going to start seeing incredible results. So now I'm going to take you on a journey. I'm going to get you to live vicariously through my friend Mark Burkhart. I'm going to take you through his transformation of what actually happened to him step by step, so you can see how he went from making a living as an engineer, and he thought he was doing quite well as an engineer, making $100,000 a year for himself, to living a totally different life in a relatively short period of time. And the story is, so he actually tried to start a business on the side because he loves horses, but it wasn't going that well, and that caused him to start looking for answers. And he went to Dimmicks and he bought a copy of my book, The Inconvenient Truth About Business Success. He liked what he read and he rang me and had a conversation with me. Now, before he became street smart, he was an engineer working 16-hour days, making around about $100,000 a year, thinking he was doing quite well for himself. He wasn't really appreciated at work. He had to spend an hour driving to and from work every day, and no control over the hours that he worked or the income that he made. The business wasn't appreciating his efforts, and he wasn't actually able to follow his passion, which was horses. And, you know, I told you that he started this little business on the side, and he actually employed another marketing company. So he did the right thing. The only wrong thing was he chose the wrong marketing company to guide him on how to grow his business. And the result was, in 6 months, he'd only generated $7,000 in horse syndicate business. And he thought that that business was over. He'd have to spend his life as an engineer. Anyway, after our conversation, he did the advisor training. He said that was the best solution for you to become a business advisor and be able to use those skills both on your own business and also helping others. And so 28th of November, he did the advisor training. By the 5th of January, so, you know, what's that, maybe 5 or 6 weeks, he sent out his first marketing pieces at the beginning of the next year, as I asked him to. Now, he got responses from that, surprise, surprise, because these lead generation systems that I provide, they simply work. He converted the prospect that owns a very large restaurant. And when I say large restaurant, it's doing millions of dollars. Now, when I start working with my advisors, I tell them, look, start off on a figure that you feel delivers value. I like people putting a retainer of $3,000 a month for their services to the clients. But I told him that I charge $5,000 a month for my services. And so he said, well, if Ian does $5,000, I'll do $5,000, and I want a percentage of the upside. So he converted the client, implemented the strategies, and he got a 30% improvement for the client by April. So let's have a look. Did the training in November, December, January, February, March, April. So at the end of 5 months, he's got clients paying him $5,000 a month, and the client's business has improved 30%. Who thinks this is impressive so far? So end result, this business, the sales in the business went from 7K to over 300,000K in his own business as well. So the horse syndication business. So in just 12 weeks, he became an advisor, learned the fundamentals of copywriting, learned core online marketing skills, and he went deep. When it came to Facebook, he went deep and studied hard on Facebook marketing. He sold over $300,000 in syndicate shares in his business, clients paying him $5,000 a month to help consult in their business. Now, this is a pretty powerful transformation, wouldn't you think? But most importantly, he went from working ridiculous 12-hour days to working 5 to 6 hour days. He got to see his family again, more than triple his income, sought after as the expert and authority, controls his life, hangs out with people like Jerry Harvey, etc. in the racing scene. But more importantly, again, he does what he loves. And I taught him to be such a good salesperson, you won't believe it. This is his business, Regal Bloodstock. Now, it's now a multi-million-dollar business. And just if you're interested, he actually ended up selling me a horse, our Regal Warrior. So there you go. I taught him very well. Now you tell me, what's better? Driving an hour or more to and from work every day, being told what to do, having your income determined for you, or working where you want? So this is my home. I spend 80% of my time here these days. You get to spend time with your family, determine your income levels, live life on your terms and not somebody else's. So here's a Street Smart mirror moment for you. Are you sending your children to the schools that you want to send them to, or are you sending them to the schools that you have to send them to? Are you taking them on the holidays you want to take them on, or are you sending them to the holidays that you have to take them on? Are you living in the home that you want to live in, or the home that you have to live in? And you're going to have the retirement that you want to have, or the retirement that you have to have. Here's the good news, guys. It's your choice. You get to choose what you want, and all you need to do is put a little bit of effort in to transform your life from where it is to where you want it to be. It's not a massive amount of effort, it's just a little bit of effort. So when's the best time to change your story? What's stopping you? Okay, well, the answer at the moment is probably just you. So what I'm strongly asking of you is, if you're not happy with where you are right now, you have the complete ability to change it. All you need to do is have the right plan and the right business model to help get you there. All right, Street Smart Revelation 3, how I made $10,958 a day in consulting. Now, I nearly didn't get started in consulting because I had no qualifications, except that I'd built some successful companies. Now, thinking back on it, aren't they all the qualifications you need, really? As long as you know something the other person doesn't know, then you can help them. So, bottom line is, this person asked me if I could help them, and I said no to them 3 times. On the 3rd time I gave in and said yes, but I nearly didn't get started in helping other business owners succeed, which means I wouldn't be talking to you today. Bottom line is, most people are pretty good at what they do. They simply get distracted because they've got so many other things that they have to think about and have on their plate. They've got not just their business to run, they've got their home, they've got to worry about sales, children, career, payroll, relationships, all these things. And so simply a consultant helps them focus, okay, and helps them have a plan of getting from point A to point B and staying on track. And when you help them get laser focused, then your clients get amazing results. So here's how I built my income and how I've managed to build the life that I have today. So with coaching, I had a number of coaching levels. I had a done-for-you program. That done-for-you program, I just had 4 clients that I was working with at a high level at $5,000 a month, plus a contingency. So that was $240,000 plus a contingency, which means an improvement on the results I was getting for people of $45K. Then, one-to-many, I did workshops all around Australia. I was doing 8 workshops, and I had about 25 people in each workshop, and each of them were paying $997 a month for 12 months. So that worked out to $2,392,800. I also had done with you. So we had 25 clients at $3,000 a month where we did coaching, and we also created their marketing pieces for them. So that was $900,000 a year. And on top of that, I also help people build their websites, create point-of-sale material, did offline, online marketing campaigns, did seminars. Now, again, with seminars, one of the greatest skills you can develop is learning to speak on your feet. So imagine you did an event and you had a product and you were selling for $2,500 and the cost was $400. If you sold 20 of those items at an event, you'd make $42,000 for talking on your feet for, say, 90 minutes. Platform speaking, so this is where you get paid to share your information and knowledge. So usually the rate's around $5,000 a day. Copywriting, you can focus on developing your copywriting skills and you get paid $3 to $5K for a really good sales letter. And you get equity in people's businesses. Clients will say, please help me, and I'll give you a part of my business. Now, I caution you, you must be very careful with the fine print if you say yes to it, but that's something that many of my advisors have been offered, as well as myself. Buy, build, and sell. You'll know how to be able to buy a business the right way, what to look for, how to build it up to make it even more successful, and then sell it. Okay, so they were how I generated the income and managed to build the life that I have today. But let's talk about the first plan that I teach my consultants when I train them. And the first milestone I like people to aim for is, say, $300,000 a year and working 30 hours a week. How do they do that? Well, they just find 6 clients, not 60, not 600, just 6 clients that they want to work with over, say, the next 2 years. They charge $3,000 a month for helping those clients. They generally, after they get the foundation things in place, they generally work about 2 to 3 hours with each different client. So that works out to $216,000 per annum. And you're doing around about 20 to 30 hours a week. Now, let's just say that these businesses have an average turnover of $5 million each. That means that their group turnover is $30 million. If you just help them improve their results by 10%, that means that they've improved by $3 million. Do you think they'd be okay just giving you 3% of that $3 million to say thank you? Well, of course they would. They'd still end up with 2.9 million plus, and you get $90,000 for a job well done. Isn't that nice passive income? So, all up then, you're going to be ending up with a very, very nice income. Let's just go through it. 216K retainer, 20 to 30 hours a week, 90,000 contingencies, $306,000 a year. Not a bad effort, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the next thing that I want to talk to you about is, now that you actually understand how it is possible for nearly anyone to be able to generate the income that they desire, as long as they have a valid business model. It's okay if you were the taxi driver struggling to make $200 to $300 a day for yourself. It's okay you doing that until you were made aware of a system and a proven plan that could help you go from maybe making $200 to $300 a day to maybe making $2,000 to $3,000 a day. Wouldn't that be pretty cool? So let's have a look at this. This is the cost of inaction calculator that I built. The average income today in Australia, let's just say it's $78,832. And let's just say that you like that milestone of $300,000 a year for yourself. Then the gap between the money that you may be earning right now and the money you'd like to be earning is $221,168. Now, if I put that into daily terms, that's $605 a day. And here's what I'm saying to you is that when you actually are made aware of a way that you can go from where you are to where you want to be, every day that you don't take action on that, there's a cost to it. There's a real cost. And this cost is $605 a day. Now, if you add to that the interest, and I've just put a 3% down because it's hard to get interest these days in the bank. Let's just say you delayed taking action on this proven plan for a year. You've cost yourself $224,795, ladies and gentlemen. And let's just say, heavens forbid, that you actually delay this for 15 years, okay? So you started considering a different idea at the age of 30, but you waited to 45 before you took action. You've actually just cost yourself $4,193,716. So again, ladies and gentlemen, the real secret here, the most important thing I want you to understand is the cost of inaction, not making a decision to develop a plan to get better results than you're currently getting. And when you make that mental shift, you're ready to create the life you want instead of the one that you have. Now, I've got an important question for you. Are you in a jalopy or are you in a racing car? And my question then is, if you're in a jalopy and you want to be in a racing car, what are you going to do about it? So here's what we've covered, ladies and gentlemen. The game of life is rigged, okay? And it's rigged because of the people around you and their belief systems and the stories that they have. So I'm recommending that you step into the speed wealth zone, as I did many years ago. You also saw how Mark transformed his life from being an engineer to being a business consultant, and how he tripled his income and halved his work hours in just 12 weeks. And that's just one story of many that I could share with you. I showed you how I made $10,958 a day, and I showed you 7 different consulting models that I used. And I also revealed to you the high cost of inaction. I hope this makes sense to you. So who's this for? Well, I can tell you that people like this project manager, Peter, who was in charge of billion-dollar projects and lost everything when the GFC hit in Dubai, transformed his life, and he's one of the consultants whose life's so much better now that I'm a consultant. He's now earning mid-6 figures and life's incredibly changed for him. You've got Scott Kilpatrick, who was on the verge of losing his building company and now has the largest, most successful building company in Rockhampton, affordable quality homes. You've got a single mother, Saffron, who came from England, ended up having to raise 2 children on her own, and went from $50,000. The last I heard, she was, I think it's around about 150, somewhere around there. Not too bad. Matt Bichelle, who had a large company like mine, who was doing around about $12 million a year, 60 odd staff, very similar to me. Anyway, he decided to say goodbye to it all, sold his business, and became full-time consultant, making an incredible lifestyle for himself again. Um, a salesperson who knocked on my door, Saffron, who now has transformed her life, and she actually won Advisor of the Year, and I sent her to the Cook Islands. Or maybe a real estate agent like Glenn Twiddle, whose business now far surpassed mine. He's the second largest real estate coaching group in Australia now, and life has totally transformed for this person. Maybe Jano, a horse trainer, flew 40 hours from Belgium to learn these skills, and now his horse training business has quadrupled. But more importantly, he's got a business school just like mine in Belgium, and his income levels have, I don't know, quintupled from where they were. Tracy and Yvette, who I just saw won a massive award in WA in the franchising world now, and when they came to me, they were really they needed to have some assistance, and now their world's really changed in a big way. So, guys, it doesn't matter what background you're from. I could go on. Literally, I've taught builders, school teachers, engineers, accountants, farmers, single mums, real estate agents, MBAs, OBEs, brickies, salespeople, scientists, IT consultants, retirees, start-againers, you name it, I've trained them. And having said that, I've trained around 70 advisors in all this time, because this is not something that I want to have an advisor on every street corner. I take a lot of care and a lot of time helping my advisors be successful. So, again, whatever background you're from, you have the ability to learn new skills and put new tools in your toolbox if you want to. So who's this right for? Well, anyone that's currently in a jalopy and that wants a racing car, or anyone looking for a real business that can generate an incredible income for themselves without having huge staff or capital or overheads. Or maybe a business owner just wants to really achieve better growth in their business and work on it from a consultant's perspective rather than just working in the business. So, I hope you've enjoyed what you've learned so far. Are you ready for how I actually make this possible and have helped so many people have totally different lives? I'm so proud to say with no hesitation that I have helped transform these people's lives into something that many of them never dreamed was possible. This is my whole consulting business, ladies and gentlemen, the whole practice systemized that I currently use myself and that I've taught many individuals to do as well, with an incredibly high success rate, might I add. It's not a magic pill. It's my consulting business, and I've got all the papers drawn up. I actually strongly considered franchising it because it is that powerful. However, I decided against that. I didn't want the baggage that went on with the franchises. I don't want to put handcuffs on you and your success. So I decided not to franchise it, but it is set up as a franchised business. And when you actually learn these skills, you're going to develop unique business skills that lucky to have 5% of business owners would be aware of. You're going to learn how to create effective lead generation systems for your clients. You're going to learn how to create sales conversion systems and influence people without having to hard sell them. You'll learn how to systemize an organization, optimize a business, and do effective marketing. So you'll learn about online marketing and offline marketing, all forms of marketing. Now, when you learn these skills, you will definitely have the ability to make money out of thin air, ladies and gentlemen. And that's no exaggeration. So if you stayed this long, there's a very good chance that you want to know how to attract ideal clients into your business, position yourself as an expert in your niche, convert prospects into high-paying clients without having to use pushy sales tactics, and create a business that can generate a 6 or even a 7-figure income without massive capital, overheads, or staff. Okay? This really has been designed specifically for you. Now, I'm doing a training from the 7th to the 10th of December, ladies and gentlemen, on the Gold Coast. It's a 4-day intensive workshop. And what we're going to be doing there, this is why so many of my advisors are successful, because not only the 4-day workshop where I go through my entire consulting practice with you, but I also give you a year of Street Smart Business School. In fact, I've got one coming up in a few weeks' time where I'm going to be teaching people to speak from their feet so they can speak from stage and have incredible paydays. You also get 8 business mastery training sessions. These are half-day training sessions once a month where you can either come and join in person, or I live stream this to members so that they can watch it from wherever they are in the world. And then you obviously get my Street Smart consulting system, my lead generation system that has, and I can put my hand on my heart, the most powerful lead generation strategies that you've ever seen. When you execute them, they simply work. I guarantee in writing that you will be able to generate leads with the lead generation system I provide for you. I also teach you my sales system. This is a no-selling sales system that many of my advisors report have a 70% plus conversion rate. Now, I'm not promising that you will get a 70% conversion rate. I can't promise that because I don't know if you're going to follow what I ask you to do. But I can give you the names of so many advisors that are getting incredible success rates when they follow my system. We get weekly webinars for Q&A nearly every week. So, Christmas and things like that, obviously we don't do them. But the majority of weeks I'm there for you. Strategic planning. So I map out your own blueprint for you of the steps to take so that you get to where you want to be. And also there's a chance that you'll be able to coach some of my business school members, okay, because I'm growing my business school right now and I need people to guide them and help them. You're going to get the exact same system that I personally use. Now, the investment, well, let's consider for a moment. If you wanted to earn $300,000 and you had to invest in a business, here's a couple of things that I just pulled off the web. Maybe a cafe, if you wanted to get a cafe and even a franchise. Well, you're looking at, say, $430,000 for you maybe to make $70,000 to $100,000 a year for yourself. So that'd be a typical investment for you, not to mention the rent with Westfield's franchise fees. And if you have a look on the internet about how many franchise cafes have gone broke, it might scare you. Have a look at gyms maybe. So these 24/7 gyms, I reckon they're a great business model. Again, to invest in one, you need a minimum of $130,000 plus, probably at least $70,000 or $80,000 for equipment, probably more. So let's just say $200,000 plus for you, maybe earn, who knows, 80, 150K, somewhere around there in a gym. What if you got an MBA? Well, that's okay, but it's going to cost you $160,000 for the degree. Starting salary of $80,000 for you to work for somebody else and for them to tell you what to do. Okay, so there's just a couple of options. Or you could look at becoming a business consultant. Now, the investment in becoming a Street Smart business advisor is just $25K. And that investment gives you my whole consulting practice where you really don't have a cap on the income that you can earn, literally. Now, here's what to do next. If you like the sounds of this, is you click the application button and we have a conversation. We see if we're a good fit. And if we are, then you join me from the 7th to the 10th of December and I start to transform your world into a totally different one. You're going to learn how to create your own income levels and create an authority for yourself, become an expert. Develop the skills to have a 6 or even 7-figure income without those high overheads or staff. And seriously, for a very small capital investment. For a McDonald's people, they generally earn about $300,000 a year for themselves, $200,000 to $300K. They need to invest $1.5 million for the right to run the McDonald's. They don't own the McDonald's. So for the same sort of income levels, all your investment is $25K. Is there really a comparison? So again, if you like the sounds of this, then it is application only, but you simply apply by hitting the button below. But it gets even better. Have a look at the system. See the power and the step-by-step training here. Because we've actually got an incredible guarantee I know nobody else offers. And that is that I want this to be the right fit for you and I. And that means that when you come to the training, so you decide to spend 4 days with me on the training. If you're not amazed on the first day that this was the best investment that you could ever have in creating a business for yourself, simply let me know at the end of the first day and I will give you all your money back. So you get to see the whole system, how it's all put together, the power, the systemization, the simplicity of it all. If you think you made the wrong choice, simply let me know and I'll give you your money back the next day. But it gets even better than that. So the first 3 that are accepted and paid in full for the upcoming training are going to get our branding package. So that involves you getting your book branded. By the way, I'll speak to this in a second, but I give you the white label rights to your own book, but I don't brand it for you. You got to do all the branding. However, the first 3 people that apply and are accepted and pay in full will have their branding done for them. So we'll do their stationery for them. We'll do their book covers for them. We'll do their cards for them. We'll actually do all of their branding on their on their positioning tools. So what you're seeing here, these are what we refer to as white papers. These are positioning tools. Can you imagine sending something like this to a client? The 4 hot marketing strategies that can flood your business with customers. What would happen if you just handed that to a client? Do you think that your positioning would improve massively and they treat you as an expert? Because it had your picture on there and your company name on there? Well, of course it would. So I've got 15 of these reports, all they're digital for you, so you can white label them and use them in any way. The only difference is you get these as part of the consulting system that I provide for you, but we don't do the branding normally. But the first 3 that want to join me, will make them look $1 million and will brand you as an amazing expert in your field. Okay, so we give you all of these. We design all of these for you. We design powerful business cards for you and stationery for you. But we're still not done, because you also get access to the bat phone. Now, to give you an example of the power of this bat phone, it's there so that if you're ever stuck, you feel free, give me a call on my mobile. I will get back to you. If I don't answer you, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And it's there to help you out of any sticky situation. So I'll give you an example of one person, is that they actually went through the whole process as I taught them to with a prospect. And when they did it, the person said yes, and the advisor was so shocked by that. They said, "Oh, excuse me, do you have a bathroom?" And they rented the bathroom, rang me on the bat phone, said, Ian, they said yes, what do I do now? I kid you not, true story. So I'm there for you. If you really have a situation that you need an immediate answer to, you've got access to me. So let's recap what you receive. You get the 4-day intensive program with me, where I take you right through my consulting practice on the Gold Coast. You also have a risk reversal guarantee. So if you do not think that this is the best investment that you've ever made, simply let me know at the end of the first day. I'll give you your money back. You obviously get my whole Street Smart consulting practice. You have the ultimate Street Smart positioning system. Now, that's for the first 3 paid in full. That's the branding. All of you get the positioning assets, but you'll need to brand them yourselves or pay us to do it. It's normally $5,000. But again, the first 3 that are accepted into this next intake, you get it for free. 12 months enrollment in Street Smart Business School. 8 Business Mastery workshops, which I hold on the Gold Coast. You're welcome to join me there live, or you can dial in because I stream it to members. Weekly Q&A webinars, bat phone X's. Pretty good. Now, there is a limit, ladies and gentlemen. As I said to you, I like taking on small numbers of individuals so that I can mentor them and I can really help them achieve success. So there's a maximum of 8 students, 8 people that will be accepted into this next intake. And they can bring their partners as well. I want you to bring your partners. It is included in the investment, because if you've got your partner with you in this, it makes your success so much more assured. So now you've seen the success stories. You know the massive leverage this business model has, and you know the excellent value, obviously, compared to you having to buy a bricks and mortar business of some sort. And you've seen the fast action bonuses of us doing your branding for you on your positioning tools. And you've seen the risk reversal guarantee now. So pretty well. I've tried to help you have a proven path. If you're not happy with where your income levels are, where your lifestyle are, and maybe your business or your job, you're not satisfied with it, I want to just show you a proven path that many people have taken before you, and that I'm serious about helping you take as well if you want to change what's occurring in your world at the moment. So you can apply for the next advisor training from the 7th to the 10th of December. Just hit the button below or go to this URL, and you'll be able to apply to join me. We'll have a chat. We'll see if this is going to be a great fit for you. And I want to help you make 2019 the best year ever. Now, I want to ask you, if all this did was just help you get 2 clients that paid you $3,000 a month, would it be worth it? Or if all this did was give you the freedom to work anywhere in the world, home or France or wherever you may be, Disney World. By the way, I've worked with my clients sitting at Disney World and talking with them on my computer and sitting in front of the Eiffel Tower, exactly the same thing. You literally can work anywhere with this business model. Would it be worth it? I really believe this is the most lucrative, simplest, and personally rewarding business on the planet, ladies and gentlemen. And I've worked in many industries, in many niches. So remember, the first 3 that apply and are accepted will receive the complete branding package where we position you as the expert. Doesn't that look like $1 million? Imagine being able to use those as your resources and you look $1 million when you see your clients. So your own white label to your own book. All of your very powerful white papers that make you look like an authority, because you will be in your field. And again, I want to restate, those of you that I train, you will still get these assets, but you will need to brand them and make them look $1 million yourself, or pay us to do it for you. But the first 3 that are accepted, you will get this as a fast action bonus for free. Value $5,000. So I'll just quickly get you to have a look at our Wall of Fame, and I'm hoping you may be on here in the not too distant future. These are just a couple of the individuals that are now 6- and 7-figure advisors, and I can tell you, as I said, I've only trained 70 advisors now. You've got 5, 10, 15, you've got 20 of them there that are 6- and 7-figure advisors. So quite simply, this works if you're willing to work the system. Now, you've stayed with me this long. I did promise you a copy of my latest book, and here's how you get it. So for you to receive a copy of your book that I mail to you, just go to the application form, and you're going to see down below a blue button at the bottom of the application form. You just click that blue button, and that's going to give you the page where you put your details in, and we'll mail the book out. Now, for those of you that apply, okay, you don't need to worry about hitting that blue button, because I'm going to send you a copy of this book anyway. So don't do 2 things. You just fill out the application. I'm going to send you a copy of my latest book, with The Inconvenient Truth About Business Success. So that's how you get the free gift. You fill in this application form, ladies and gentlemen, and then we can have a conversation, see if this is going to be a great career for you. It won't be a hard sell conversation. It's simply going to be me asking you some questions and you asking me some questions, and if we're a good fit, great. If not, that's great as well. And then simply after that, I will do everything I can to help you achieve the results that you want to achieve in your world. So, simple recap, 4-day intensive workshop on the Gold Coast in December, complete business consulting system, 12 months membership to business school, 8 business mastery workshops, weekly Q&A webinars, world-class positioning tools, white label your own book. You'll be an instant author, ladies and gentlemen. And for the first 3 that pay in full that are accepted, done for you positioning of your assets, for your positioning tools. So guys, ladies, that's it from me. I thought you might like to hear some success stories from those that have gone before you. So I'm just going to play you feedback from some of the advisors that I've trained, and you can hear from them what they've done, what they've achieved, just so you simply do know that this is a proven system. It does work as long as you work the system. And hopefully I can help you achieve whatever goals you want to achieve moving forward.
I had a big project management business that I had started in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, and the GFC killed it. It was a mid-7-figure business, and then owed a lot of money, so I came back to Australia. I managed to get a consulting role for a large public company in resources, and at the beginning of last year they went bankrupt, owing me another ton of money after having spent 7 days a week running a big project for them. Owed literally millions of dollars, and thought not doing corporate again. I'm over 50, and then of course after all of that, you know, it's very difficult. You can't get a job. The only option is obviously figure out what can you do for yourself first time I got the email from Ian, it was to actually have a system to earn 6 or 7 figures and have a life. I thought, wow, that sounds really good, and it's something that I can do. There's a cost to even doing Ian's course, and at the time I was owed so much money and I didn't have it. But I signed up anyway and figured one way or another I'll get it. After 12 months it was almost like a light switch, learning how to work with the right client and attract them to you. Then it's really started to ramp up very quickly in the last few months. Very much on track to mid-6 figures again. Writing compelling copy and then someone gives you money. That's quite a nice thing.
Hello, my name's Scott Kilpatrick, and I've got a company called Affordable Quality Homes, and I wanted to send you this email to say thank you. I know nobody's asked me and nobody's suggested that I should do, I don't know what you'd call this, a testimonial, I suppose, I just really wanted to say thank you for all the Street Smart advisors have done for my company. It's made a massive change. Not only are we running very profitably, extremely profitably in fact, it's made such a dramatic change there with our marketing and our systems, but also Street Smart has made it so for the first time in our lives, my wife and I can have time off. In fact,
big result.
So what sort of dollars are we talking, Dean? What do you call a big result?
I'd say it's increased our sales per month. A combination of these strategies by the tune of $300,000 a month.
Hi, my name's Chantel Mader. I'm the winner of the Street Smart Business Advisor of the Year, and I'm here in fabulous Cook Islands. And I just wanted to share some of my experience with you in being a business advisor. If you're thinking about becoming a business advisor, obviously, I won this trip with the Cook Islands in taking out Business Advisor of the Year and get to share that with my husband, so I'm absolutely stoked about that. But just some of the things, if you're considering in becoming a business advisor, it really is a great lifestyle. You get to jet all around the country and stay in fabulous hotels, and you get to make a real bottom line difference, not only to the business people that you work with, and you get to help their families as a consequence, and there's nothing more rewarding.
Hi, my name is Christine Vernon, and I've been part of the Street Smart Business Advisors program, and I found that I've learned a whole lot of stuff on marketing that I've never even thought about or even knew. I've been through a university, done 3 degrees, and it's not taught me anything about marketing at all. I've done an MBA, which is just hopeless, and what I've learned today for the last week or so has been just fabulous. I've learned so much of marketing that I can use for my own clients and for my own business. It's going to make me $1 million. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tracy Eaton.
I'm Yvette Shoulders.
And we're Street Smart Business Advisors. Now, before we joined the program, we'd actually hit rock bottom in our business. We'd been in business since 2007. We were at zero, and in fact, less than zero. We'd invested well over $100,000 of our own money into our business and into other training that hadn't worked. So, with help from Mal and Ian, we decided to join the Business Advisor program.
In the first 8 months, we went from below zero to earning a six-figure income.
Now our lifestyles improved dramatically. We're able to be there for our kids, be great role models for them as well for now and the future, which is very exciting. And we've achieved some great results for clients, including best sales day in a 33-year history, 17% response rates on campaigns, a confident business owner that now does her own marketing campaign.
Share with our viewers a little bit about who you are and I guess where you came from, Saffron.
Yeah, sure. Well, I didn't go to university or anything like that. I left school when I was 16. I actually went to college and studied economics. Didn't like it. Kind of flunked out of that. And just fell into becoming a secretary. I was a legal secretary for years, and by the time I was about 30, I decided that I didn't want to do that anymore. Yeah, so it's actually not long after I came to Australia that the relationship that I was in was, it was quite emotionally abusive. So the relationship broke down, and so that was quite a tough time.
You're in a new country. You and your husband have parted ways. You've got, I think, 2 children, yeah?
Yes, 2 children.
2 children. And so you've got to actually make ends meet on your own now. It's just great. Now, look, the end result, you wanted to, your goal was to be working 4 days a week. Have you actually tap into your income? Is that right?
So I actually managed to double my income by becoming a business advisor.
Actually, I knew I wanted to be an engineer when I was 13. So I'm the sort of person that plans my entire life. Like, I plan everything. So at 13, I knew I wanted to design bridges. That was it. The thing I love about it is helping people. And that was always what I wanted to do. Ended up with an engineer as well, so he's a civil engineer too. But we knew that there was something else out there, and we ended up having a business. We were working 7 days a week, 5 days in engineering, 2 days in the business, and it was a lot of stress. It was actually, unfortunately, a passion business, so we fell in love with it. It was a blueberry farm up in Coffs Harbour, beautiful place, and we imagined we were going to retire there, build our house there. We got taken for a ride, our money got stolen, and it was heartbreak. It was so stressful that Steve couldn't sleep at all, and we still had to pay for 50 employees, so we still had to get everything running, the business going. It was the most devastating, well, I thought it was the most devastating day of my life. It wasn't. The next day, he had a heart attack. That was when I actually came to Street Smart, and that was when we started applying systems in place. And just to tell you the truth, I got told it was an ugly business. And I'm actually really, really glad that we listened, because we sold that business. I actually sold it for a profit. That's what made me realise that there are other people out there that don't know what to do in their business. So there are other people out there that need that help. And that's when I found Ian. And that's when he told me about the advisor program and told me you can really help people and change their lives. And that was it. That was my tipping point, my turning point. I knew that that's what I wanted to do, and to help people and to take control of our lives as well. So when you help an actual business, it changes not only their business, it changes their entire lives and the community and their family, and that's why I did it. That's why it's inspiring for me.
I'm really happy to have on the call today a good friend of mine, an individual that has really lived the principles that we do our best to share, and that is Glenn Twiddle. He's kindly agreed to come and have a conversation with us, and mate, I really do appreciate you taking time out and sharing your story and your journey to becoming a 7-figure business consultant and where that world has taken you to. So welcome to the call.
Thanks,
Glenn.
Ian, and I tell you, mate, with an intro like that, I just can't wait to hear what I'm going to say. It's going to be awesome.
It comes from our absolute heart to say that we're here and we're telling you guys to actually listen to what Ian and Mel and the Street Smart crew have got to say. Follow it to the letter. Don't think too much about it and just do it. With all the things that are going on in your head at the moment with business, if you're doing it tough, those late nights where you're laying around tossing and turning, how you're going to make payroll, stop concentrating on that and just listen to what Ian and Mel and the team at Street Smart have to say. And, you know, it's not one of these things that you can just go and do once. It's not a magic pill. It's not something you can just swallow and everything goes away. You've got to work hard at it. But if you do, you're incrementally going in the right direction, and then you can make that quantum leap. There's nothing worse than going flat out 100 million mile an hour the wrong way. And with Street Smart, if you just go the direction that they say, concentrate on what they're doing, put everything else to one side and listen to them, it's going to work, guys.
Hi, my name is Mark. Look, I just like to get a message out to you. Just some personal experience of myself prior to the business course, the business advisors course. Look, not so long ago, it would have only been 12 months ago, I was working in a job. I was probably putting in 16-hour days, doing work that I didn't really enjoy. I was an engineer. It's not that I didn't like doing engineering. It was probably all the processes and the leadership around myself, and I felt that I didn't have any flexibility in life. I felt that I was very much in a rat race. I really didn't have any control of my life. I wanted to get my life back. I just wanted to have some freedom when I wanted to do. I wanted to live life on my own terms. I'm really passing this message out to you today because Firstly, I didn't think it was possible, and I thought that was all fiction. But I've actually can say that personally myself, that that's not the case. I decided to take upon the Business Advisors course. I was in a position where I really thought I'd take a chance. I wanted to give myself a go at something and to live life on my terms. I had natural reservations by taking the course. There was a big upfront fee, and I didn't know whether I'd be able to transform myself with the skills to be able to make big differences to businesses as a business advisor. My natural life or my education didn't represent business. Well, I can tell you firsthand, 4 months onwards, I have more business than I can handle, and I'm achieving far greater money than I ever did in my prior role. And it's only 4 months onwards. I can't thank Ian enough for the systems he provided me and the confidence and the support as well after the actual Business Advisors course, which has helped me live the life of my dreams where I wanted to be.